Hello, welcome and namaste everybody. We welcome you all in our weekly follow-up session on holistic human health, SIP module 2. We have our resource person and co-flow Sundaraj Bhaiya with us. Ji Sundar Bhaiya, namaste.
Namaste, Parikshit Bhaiya.
Ji namaste, namaste Bhaiya. What you are going to discuss today, Bhaiya?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, we are very much audible.
Because I'm in a village, the signal, I don't know whether it is take or not. And
Sure.
Before we start, anyone wants to ask any question, we will take some questions and then we will start the session. And meanwhile, I will just start sharing the PPT.
Bhaiya, namaste.
Ji Sundar Bhaiya, namaste. Welcome.
Namaste, Bhaiya, namaste. Actually, I wanted to know about optimum nutrition. Can you further share something about that?
Optimum nutrition, sir?
Just you showed in the slide, no?
Okay, just before you saw the slide. Okay.
What will be the optimum nutrition required for a person? How we can calculate the optimum nutrition amount for a candidate? He may be a male or female, or age based, or the health that is the height to weight ratio based. That is maybe his concern.
Yes. Let's talk about that today. So today we will talk about the nutrition part. Let me share the PPT with you. So nutrition or nurturing the body is a very important part, because taking good care of this wonderful instrument called human body is an essential part of our daily activity, because this wonderful instrument will help us achieve the purpose of our life, reach our goals, do many great things, go to the higher state of not just living as a normal human being. You can rediscover the divinity within. You can go to the higher mental state. You can achieve great things and sometimes even achieve miracles. All this is possible if the body is nourished properly. Of course, we have to nourish our mind also. So let us focus on nourishing the body. So if you look at the blue part, so program for self-regulation, keeping the body and mind in harmony includes nurturing the body and protecting the body. In nurturing the body, we have intake, routine, labor, exercise, asana, pranayama, meditation. So many things are there about nurturing the body and mind. In that, the first part is intake. So we take so many things inside to nourish our body. It's not just food. We take food, we take water, we take air, we take sunlight. So when you choose the right food, right way of choosing the water, air, sunlight, you will be nourishing your body to give optimal nutrition and make it run in a run with 100% capacity. So as the question went, the first question, how do we decide what kind of food we have to choose? Is it based on our weight or height or our gender or so many other things? So generally, if you consult a dietitian or a nutritionist, they will actually calculate according to your height and weight and some other factors like your age. And of course, if you are a female and if you are in different phases of life, according to those phases, you might need different kinds of nourishments. They will give you a calculation based on that. But this calculation is not that simple. Yes, Shashikant-ji, you have a question. This calculation is definitely not that simple, because we all are different. We all are unique. We have different mind-body constitutions. And according to our own constitution, our body and mind need a unique kind of nutrition, which might be different from another person, which might be even different from your own sibling. Even if there are two twins, nutrition requirement might differ from one person to another person. And there are so many things which chime in, which decide the kind of food we have to choose. And the best way to understand this and best way to choose the right food to get maximum nourishment is to start establishing communication with our own body. If you are communicating with your own body, your body will tell you. Body will give you enough information with which you can decide optimum quantity of food and quality of food. See, there are so many things when it comes to food. In the chart, you can see quality of food, quantity of food, and preparation of food. How to prepare the food which will be most suitable for your own constitution, and how to consume the food to get maximum nourishment. These are the four important things we need to keep in mind while choosing the right food. Then, as far as the quality of food, whether the food is nutritious or not, whether it is containing all the essential nutrients or not, this is very important. And then whether the food is digestible or not. Even if you have the best nutrients in the food which you are consuming, if the food is not digestible, what you are eating is not getting properly digested, not getting properly absorbed, not getting properly assimilated, then the most nutritious food also can cause trouble, because once it is not getting digested, it will turn into toxins. Then you need to see whether the food is excretable or not. Once digestion gets completed, whatever remaining part is there, it should come out of the body easily. And if it is not coming out of the body, then it stays in the body, produces so many gases and toxins, and causes so many diseases. So it's very important for us to choose easily excretable food. And then we need to see whether the food is compatible with our own body or not. One glass of orange juice If I drink it, I might feel nourished, refreshed. The same glass of orange juice another person drinks, it can become literally a damaging. He might feel acidity, belching, burning sensation in the throat due to this one glass of orange juice, because it is not compatible with his own body. So compatibility is also very important while choosing our food. Then we need to see the quantity, how much food I need to take. There are so many factors which decide the quantity of food. Then we have to also understand how to prepare the food and how to consume the food. Let us discuss briefly about these things. As far as food is concerned, today we will try to cover the food part. So we all know that we need nutrients for proper functioning of our body. There are so many nutrients in so many types of foods we choose. Calcium, vitamin D, and other minerals, they make our bones strong. Proteins, they make our muscles agile and flexible. Carbohydrates help us produce energy and help us in performing different functions. Shashikant Kurodiji, you are raising your hand. If you have any question, you can switch on your mic and ask. Then another important essential ingredient in our food is fiber, because fiber cleanses our intestines and also helps in easy elimination of unwanted waste from our body. Of course, there are so many other micronutrients, other electrolytes, fat, iron, so many things which help our body to perform a different wide range of functions. So all these things, all the nutrients, all the essential nutrients should be a part of our meal so that our body gets optimum nourishment. And it is very important to choose. So how do we choose? First thing is to include a wide variety of foods which bring unique proportion of nutrients, different grains, different pulses, different vegetables, different fruits, different dry fruits, which are mostly growing in your local area, are most compatible to your own body, except some things which are not compatible with your own unique body constitution. Most of the food items which grow in your own local area are mostly useful in giving you maximum nourishment. If we are choosing only one type of grain, like I eat rice every day and nothing else, that is not sufficient. I eat only wheat every day and I don't take any other grain, not sufficient. I eat only tur dal and I don't eat any other dal, not sufficient. I eat only oats for breakfast every day, definitely not useful. I eat only few vegetables, 1 or 2, 3 vegetables which are my favorite. Other vegetables I don't consume, not at all sufficient. I eat only 1 or 2 fruits, or I don't eat fruits at all, definitely problematic. So we need to choose a wide range of grains, pulses. Okay. So we need to use a wide range of grains, pulses, vegetables, fruits, dry fruits, milk, and milk products to nourish our body. Yes, Gognani, you have a question? Okay. So let us try to cover this entire topic today. So if you have a question, you can type it in the chat window. And whenever I take a pause, I will just look at the chat window and I'll answer. So it's common sense that we need to include wide range of food items and not just one or two grains, one or two pulses, one or two vegetables, one or two fruits. So that is the most basic step. So legumes and pulses, they are rich in proteins and have so many other vital nutrients which will help in strengthening our body. But the problem is legumes and pulses are heavy to get digested. Not very easy to digest those things. So we add spices to these legumes and pulses. The tadka which we add helps in better absorption and assimilation of the nutrients present in this complex nutrients. Complex nutrients present in these legumes and pulses. We need fresh fruits and vegetables, which are not produced by chemical farming and by adding artificial fertilizers. Even if you calculate the best nutrients by observing the diet facts, like this particular fruit contains these many calories and other things, this particular vegetable contains this particular pulses, but if they are produced, they are grown using so many toxins, so many chemicals, instead of helping you, they might harm you. So it is very important for us to look out. Nowadays, so many farmers are trying to do this organic farming, cow-based farming, zero-budget farming. They are in and around our places. Just in the outskirts of your city. Or if you're in a village, definitely some or other farmer is definitely trying this organic farming. I have seen so many farmers. Unfortunately, majority of them are stopping this organic farming after 3 years, 4 years, because nobody is really giving the value we need to give to that kind of food with which so much of nutrition is associated, so much of hard work is there in the background to produce such amritahara. So it is our responsibility to establish connection with farmers who are producing the best quality food without using any chemicals. So choosing locally grown vegetables, fruits, pulses, grains, and spices is the first part. And if this happens properly, almost 50% of your dietary requirements are met. With eyes closed. Just choose a wide range, that's all. Milk is very important. Milk and milk products like butter, ghee. There are so many theories about milk not getting digested because after growing up at a certain age, the enzyme which digests milk is missing in the body. So even if you drink milk, it will not cause any kind of nourishment to your body. So it is waste of money and time to drink milk and eat milk products. This is the one argument most of the vegans who actually eat very good vegetarian food, but they are against consuming milk products. Of course, another reason is that we are really torturing the animals by injecting so many hormones and other chemicals to produce more and more milk. And in turn, that milk is almost like poison. So yeah, that part I agree. But this missing enzyme part is not scientific, not true. Because in our hospital, we treat patients with specific complicated diseases using a special therapy called milk therapy. And we ask patients to only drink milk for 48 days, nothing else as food. Breakfast milk, lunch milk, dinner milk. And this particular therapy we do to very critical patients like kidney failure patient, where they have to change purify the blood every day. They are on dialysis every 2 days or 3 days or every day also. In such conditions also, we ask them to take only milk, nothing else, no other food. And other conditions like vascular necrosis, ankylosing spondylitis, so many other degenerative diseases, where we ask them to try this Kshirapana therapy. And they drink only milk for 48 days. And by the end of 48 days, we see that this milk, along with other medicines which we give, helps the patient recover and regenerate various parts of their body without any other nutrition, only milk. And if really this enzyme which digests this milk is missing in our body, then milk will not get digested and the person is not taking any other food for 48 days, definitely the person will die if milk is not giving enough nourishment. In fact, Ayurveda says milk gives complete nourishment. All the required nutrients are there in just milk. Yes, Rubiji. You have a question?
Yes, Bhaiya, namaste.
Namaste.
Bhaiya, I had a query.
Yes.
Suppose one is having a hernia, so what will be the exact diet for that person?
Hernia?
Yeah. What will be the normal diet for that person?
Yes. See, generally, whether it is inguinal hernia or umbilical hernia, or
It is umbilical.
umbilical hernia.
Yeah.
Abdominal fascia muscles, which are like a tightly woven net, which protect the internal organs and also prevent them from escaping out of the small holes or weaker places. That fascia, that tightly woven net sometimes becomes weak. Abdominal muscles become weak, the fascia becomes weak, and there will be larger gaps in that net, which is no longer tightly woven. And then through that, some part of the abdomen or pelvis comes out through the umbilicus, in the umbilicus region. Initially, it will be only little amount of fat, 1 centimeter hernia, 2 centimeter hernia. Then it will be 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters hernia, where a part of the intestine comes out and gets stuck.
Oh.
Even if you push, it will not go back. So they're like different stages. But the important part here is this fascia and muscles and all those things which protect the internal organs are getting weak because proper nourishment is not reaching those places. Okay. So generally, when a patient with umbilical hernia comes to us, in the initial stages, when the umbilical hernia is only 1 or 2 centimeters, we advise abdominal exercises, pranayam, and along with that, some medicines and diet restrictions like completely avoiding preserved food, reheated food, refrigerated food which is too spicy, too oily, chilled food, non-vegetarian food.
Yeah.
All these things, and too spicy, too sour, too salty foods. Anything which is not freshly prepared at home. anything which has preservatives, all these things need to be avoided because these things cause degeneration.
Oh,
So when you remove these things, remaining food, whatever you eat, is most nourishing food. Freshly cooked vegetables, freshly cooked food, freshly cooked pulses, freshly cooked grains, and fresh vegetables. All things are actually,
any restriction for fruits वगैरह?
sorry,
Any restriction for fruits?
generally we ask them to avoid banana and jackfruit.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, other than that, every other fruit is okay in this particular condition.
Okay.
Okay, so even in vegetables also we ask them to avoid aloo
Yes.
and pumpkin.
Okay. Red one. Red one.
Red one, not the अदरक का पेड़ा जिससे बनती है वो
Yes.
ash god. Ash
Yes.
god
Yes.
is the
Yes.
okay.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you.
So milk is actually essential to strengthen our joints and to nourish our brain also. Milk and milk products, ghee, butter, all are important. I have seen people, some yogis, who only have milk diet, nothing else. Only milk, morning some 3/4 liter or 1 liter, and evening 3/4 liter or 1 liter. That's all. That is the only diet for years together, nothing else. And even in all the classical yoga texts like Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Gheranda Samhita, it is clearly written that the only food for a yogi is milk diet. Milk with rice like that. And also moong dal. These are the things which a yogi should eat. So it is very important for us to choose the right milk, because nowadays the milk which is available in the packets is not at all. Satyaranjan Jinaji, you want to ask any question?
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Sir, my question is: person with diabetes cannot eat all kind of fruits. How far it is true?
Yeah. See, when the sugar levels are too high, there are certain fruits which might increase the sugar levels, like again banana, mango, chiku. Chiku is sapota.
Okay.
Then sitafal, also jackfruit, where the glycemic index is high. So then when the sugar levels are too high, even we ask them to avoid only these 4-5 fruits, not every other fruit, only 4-5 fruits for few days. And once they start practicing yoga, walking, and pranayama, meditation, and their sugar levels come down, we even ask them to eat sweets also. Forget about fruits. So there are so many patients who are eating sweets and not their sugar levels are not increasing because they are practicing this regular pranayama and yoga and all. So, and of course, there is one question here. We can communicate with our body and understand the quality and type of food suitable, but full utilization of food possible only when we understand how much and how frequently required to consume water, also quantity of air. Yes. So I think the question is asked by Srinivas Gupta ji. Sir, Srinivas Gupta ji, this holistic human health session and the entire syllabus is about this understanding. How much, how frequently, how to consume water, how to consume air, all these things. This is what we discuss in depth, in detail. This is what we are doing, and luckily this year faculty development program in holistic human health course is starting. And very soon people can enroll in this course and understand in depth, and they can take this knowledge forward to the students also, because next year onwards, this will be an essential part of the student induction program. 42 lectures are being recorded to help faculty who want to take this knowledge forward. The book is already there. So the whole thing is about the question you have asked. So yeah, and it is again mainly about establishing connection between body and self.
Namaste, Bhaiya. Thank you. And one more
Namaste.
question, Bhaiya. May I ask? Srinivas.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Generally, we are told in general, if you feel hungry, then only consume food. Otherwise, you should not consume. How far it is correct?
Yes. Ayurveda says that adhyashana is dangerous. Adhyashana is eating food when the previous meal is not properly digested. So that is the reason why people say that when you feel hungry, because if you are feeling hunger, already the previous meal got digested. If the previous meal is still in the digestion process and you again put new food, and it's a new pressure on the body, and body will get confused where to focus, which one to digest properly, and some particular part of food will not get digested properly and it will produce toxins. So it is very important for us to observe our body just before eating food, whether we are feeling that hunger or not. And if you really feel that your stomach is heavy and you are not feeling hunger, and you don't feel that the digestion has happened properly, and definitely you need to skip the meal for that particular point of time. But if this is happening regularly in the right time you are not feeling hunger, and in the wrong time you are getting hunger, then there is a problem in the digestive system, and that has to be corrected with the help of simple langhana, which is fasting, and if needed, some medicines, and of course pranayam, meditation, and surya namaskar, all those things will help. But it is very important for us to feel hunger in the right time. Even
So
if you feel hunger in the wrong time, that is also a problem.
Okay.
Suppose, for example, this is the right time to complete the food. I have taken my food, and then I came for the session. And suppose if before my session I don't feel hunger, and I feel hunger at 10 o'clock or 10:30 or 11 o'clock, then again there is a problem in my body. If you're not feeling hunger in the right time, that is also a problem. If you are eating food without having hunger, that is also a problem. So ultimately, you need to synchronize your body's cycle with the cycle of universe, earth cycle, moon cycle, solar cycle, all happen in a very nice synchronized way. And our body should get synchronized with that. We should feel hunger in the right time, sleep in the right time, getting up in the right time, doing physical activity in the right time, work in the right time, rest in the right time. And if that happens, if our circadian rhythm is in tune with the universal cycles, then only we will be healthy. So it is our responsibility to ensure that hunger happens in the right time. And without hunger, it is definitely dangerous to have food.
So if we feel hunger in right time or every time, then is it not necessary to do fasting or anything? Is it, or it is necessary for frequently do fasting weekly once?
Even if you are every day regularly, if you are having hunger in the right time, still it is useful to fast at least twice a month. But again, this fasting differs from person to person. A Pitta Prakriti person, a person whose constitution is Pitta dominant type, is having very strong metabolism. And if such person tries to do a 10 hours waterless fast from morning till night, that might cause some kind of disturbance in his body. So such people with very strong metabolism and very strong hunger can take some fruit juice or something which is compatible with their own body, very light one, which is not putting any pressure on the body, so that body can work on this autophagy thing. You might have heard about this thing. So fasting twice a month helps in promoting autophagy, which is like self-destruction of unwanted cells and all things, which will prevent cancer and many other diseases. This was the finding of a Japanese scientist who got Nobel Prize for this. Of course, in our country, from so many thousands of years, we are doing this AICTE-SIP fasting, which is again same fasting twice a month. So that is good, but depending upon our own constitution, we need to choose the right way of fasting. A Kapha Prakriti person, even if he is not taking anything from morning till night, nothing happens. He will not feel any kind of discomfort. He'll be able to do it with minimum discomfort. Whereas a Vata Prakriti person or a Pitta Prakriti person might feel difficulty. So according to their own constitution, this fasting can be tweaked a little bit. But fasting is essential for every one of us.
So anything we need to understand the psychology of our body, how it is going to
Constitution of our body, constitution.
Yeah.
We have a unique constitution which is different from every one of us. Like even if there are 5 people in a family, they might have 5 different constitutions, though they belong to same family with all our blood relatives, but still they might be different in constitution. So once they understand their own constitution, there can be simple tweaks. You need not make 5 different meals for 5 different people in one family.
Yes.
The same food can be tweaked a little to suit each constitution. So understanding this constitution is the foremost and first and important part of the course, Holistic Human Health course. So there are 5 modules with 42 lectures. In the first module itself, we speak about constitution, understanding our own constitution. And there is a nice questionnaire. And if you answer this questionnaire, you will be able to understand your own constitution. And then accordingly, you can choose the right food, right. Ayurveda speaks volumes about do's and don'ts for different constitutions. So according to our own constitution, like for example, for some people, continuous work might cause a lot of drain in energy. They might need little rest in between. And some people without any rest, they can continuously work. So according to their own constitution, they need to understand what kind of job they have to take so that they get rest in between. Or if they don't need rest, what kind of job they have to take. Like that, there are so many other things what kind of clothes you need to use, you need to wear, what kind of music you have to listen. So many things which will make us understand the effect of each and everything on our constitution. So that is a wonderful topic. And we have covered this topic several times before in this Friday weekly refreshers. And also the first workshop which we did both in Hindi and English. So in detail, we spoke about the body mind constitution. So all the videos are there in this YouTube channel where the present video is getting live streamed. So there are the playlists are also there. You can just have a look at this. And when time permits, we will go to that part once again, the constitution part.
Material source also there, other than YouTube, to read that.
Yes, see all the PPTs and the book. PPTs are all already available there in the material, downloadable material which is there. And then book, I think they will be uploading it. They are making minor changes according to the new division of lectures. So, but the old book is available already. It is there in the PDF form. And yeah, the videos are also there. Videos like we have spoken in depth, both in English language and Hindi language.
So, these PPTs are part of UHV material or separately?
Holistic human health material in
Acha.
student education program. So see, this health is the second module in 9 modules of student induction program.
Acha. Okay.
So there the resource material PPTs are available. And the questionnaires, all those things we have shared several times. We will again share if permits. I will check whether the questionnaires are there in the material, the website or not.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So it is very important for us to choose the right milk, because nowadays the packet milk which is available might not be safe, might be having so many hormones which were injected to the cow or buffalo to produce more and more milk, which might in turn disturb our endocrinal system, causing so many problems. Nowadays, kids at the age of 9, they start menstruating, which is very odd, because previously, some few years back, they were only menstruating at the age of 12 or 13. This hormonal imbalance is happening at a very young age because of various reasons, and one reason is bad milk. So it's very important for us to understand the source of milk which we are drinking. We have recently shifted from city to our village hospital, and one important thing which motivated us for shifting from city to village is like we will get fresh milk in our own hospital. We have a Goshala, but everyone need not shift from city to village. Nowadays, most of the places they are having Goshalas with nice Indian cows, and in Visakhapatnam, our city, in Hyderabad, in Vijayawada, in many places I have seen so many nice dairies which are growing Indian cows, and without any kind of adulteration, pure grass and other things, they are feeding the cows and selling the milk, door delivering the milk. It is a bit expensive, but definitely worth investing that money on milk, because milk is very important for all of us. As far as non-vegetarian food is concerned, though it is nutritious, the problem with non-vegetarian food is that it is heavy to get digested, and human intestines are not designed, they are not suitable to digest and absorb the non-vegetarian food. Normally, vegetarian, if you consume fruits, after you eat them, they travel from mouth to anus within 6 hours. Whereas non-vegetarian food takes around 48 hours to travel from mouth to anus. The journey in the intestines is very slow and sluggish as far as non-vegetarian food is concerned. So it is very important for us to avoid non-vegetarian food or eat it in a very less quantity, not very frequently. And even if you have to eat it, make it very, very easy to digest. Instead of frying a lot, you can make it smooth and have it. And it is better to not have it also. There are so many important things other than calculating the carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and other nutrients in what we are eating. Because most of the food which our kids are consuming are having so many chemicals which are banned in so many countries, not yet banned in our country. The processed food, which is being frequently consumed by all of us, is having so many flavor enhancing agents to overstimulate our taste buds so that we'll crave for such food again and again. They also have high content of salt and sugar and very less fiber and so many preservatives and so many chemicals. And the ultimate aim of putting all those chemicals in those food items which you consume is not to nourish you, but to make you get addicted to that food and you eat again and again to give profit to the company. Whereas unprocessed natural food is most compatible with our system, because our body is having a wonderful knowledge. Each and every DNA, genes which are present in your body from so many thousands of years understand this natural food. When this food comes, they know how to process it so easily. Whereas this processed food which enters your body creates confusion, and body is not really clear about how to process this food filled with so many chemicals. So it's very important for us to choose maximum unprocessed natural food and avoid processed food. Of course, genetically modified food like BT brinjal and so many other vegetables are causing so many side effects and so many new diseases in people who are consuming. So whole world is apprehensive about using this genetically modified food. So it's very important for us to speak with the nearby farmers who are providing vegetables and grains to us. If they are using seeds which are normally collected or purchasing from places where they supply genetically modified seeds. Nowadays, I think in India, they are not allowing genetically modified seeds, but it's very important for us to be alert. So special mention about flavor enhancing agents or taste enhancers, which will titillate, which will overstimulate our taste buds so that you will crave for that harmful food again and again and again. Because this is present, this flavor enhancing agent is present in most of the food which is available, fast food which is available easily in the shops. Even the masala powders packets which are ready-made, available ready-made, they also contain this flavor enhancing agent. Once your taste buds get addicted to this flavor enhancing agents, they will not relish healthy food prepared at home. They will lose the power to differentiate between different vegetables, and they will only crave for that particular ingredient. And of course, when you consume flavor enhancing agents, even for once you consume, there are so many symptoms you might face like migraine, asthma, fatigue, depression, insomnia, shakes, dehydration, brain fog, headaches, nausea, dizziness, numbness, heart palpitations, skin irritations. But sadly, many people carry out their lives dealing with symptoms like this every day and believe that it is just a normal part of life. No, when your body is expressing with so many symptoms, you need to understand that the food which you are consuming is definitely not healthy. It will cause some kind of disturbance. So these are all the flavor enhancing agents printed on your packaged food. So I don't want you to remember the names and look at the packaged food and compare and then choose. If the food is packed, if the food is there in some kind of packaging, avoid it. Avoid preserved food. It's very important for us to choose nutritious food, which is freshly cooked food, moderately cooked food, fiber rich, different grains, different pulses, different fruits, different dry fruits, A2 milk, which comes from Indian cows and buffaloes, because we are what we eat. If we eat a lot of processed food, preserved food, food which is fried, reheated, very spicy, very oily, less fiber, eating only one type of food every day, foods with pesticides and chemical fertilizers, all these foods, even if they have so many nutrients, will not nourish your body, will definitely cause one or other disease now or in the future. So we are what we eat and we eat what we are. It's very important to understand this. We are what we know that if you eat good food, which is nourishing your body and mind, your body becomes strong and mind also becomes strong. You will stay in a better mental state. And while you stay in a better mental state, you will be able to choose better food. And then that food in turn takes you to the next level of better mental state. But when you are in a disturbed mental state, you will definitely choose unhealthy food. And when you choose unhealthy food, your mental state again gets disturbed. And again, in a disturbed mental state, you will again choose unhealthy food, and it becomes a vicious circle, bringing you down, both physically and mentally. So we are what we eat, and we eat what we are. So yeah, there are foods like sattvic food, which includes juicy foods, green vegetables, milk, fresh butter, cereals, dry fruits, sprouted grains, aromatic herbs, spices. So all are sattvic food when they are used freshly. The same sattvic food, if you overcook that sattvic food or fry that sattvic food or preserve that sattvic food, it becomes, if you add so many chilies, spices, all these things will make the food rajasic or tamasic. And of course, stimulants like tea, coffee, tobacco, and all things which will instantly give some kind of clarity to your brain. Stimulants are rajasic food. And tamasic food is that food which is preserved, not freshly prepared, kept in refrigerator, canned food, most of the non-vegetarian food, wine, alcohol, all these things are tamasic food. When you eat sattvic food, there is balance in you, harmony in you, positive nature, peace, clarity, lightness, creativity, openness, intelligence, sharpness, sharp mind, and also a pleasant and peaceful mind will be achieved when you are having more and more sattvic food. When you are eating a lot of rajasic food, there is a lot of movement, activity, energy, excitement, passion, and desire. But there is a lot of irritation, agitation, anxiety, anger, egotism, lot of negativity, irritation will be there when you are eating more and more stimulants. And when you are eating more and more tamasic food, you will become completely, inactive, without any passion in life. Inertia sets in. You become negative. There will be apathy, dullness. You become dark, deluged, depressed, ignorant. So it's very important for us to choose sattvic food, which will always keep us sharp and peaceful. So now the most important aspect is, even if you choose the right food with all the nutrients, if it is not getting properly digested, it will not nourish you. So just measuring the calories or measuring the nutrients is not enough. It's very important to see whether the food which you are consuming is properly getting digested or not. Some foods are naturally heavy and difficult to get digested, whereas other food items are naturally light and they get easily digested. And digestive power of some people is very high, and some other individuals it's so low. So even the lightest food will become difficult to digest if the digestive power is low. So when you cook food and add spices, you can convert heavy food into easily digestible food. But the same cooking can convert light food into heavy food. Anyone wants to ask a question? Is it Chandrasekhar, Bogaleji, and Subbarao? If you have any question, you can just switch on your mic. And
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Chandrasekhar ji.
Sir, diabetic patients are advised for fasting.
See,
There are fasting.
yes, I'll tell you. See, fasting is a phenomenon where you do it once or twice in a month, and if the particular patient is diabetic and the sugar levels are fluctuating like anything, first that fluctuation needs to get corrected before experimenting on fasting. Once this fluctuation comes down and body is able to overcome the
Yeah.
insulin resistance, which is the most common cause for diabetes. Once that is overcome, then you will be able to do the fasting. So many diabetic patients for whom we do Shankha Prakshalana, a special yogic cleansing therapy, after which we put them on very strict diet, is almost like fasting. Still, they are able to do it in spite of their diabetes because of the preparation. So if you prepare the body the right way, you will be able to fast in spite of having diabetes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Subbarao.
Sundarajji, namaste and namaste to all. Sir, what about millets, sir? Are they helpful for our health and are there any advantages? Nowadays, all are saying that millets are helpful to our health.
See, millets have so many nutrients which are missing in rice and wheat also. Some millets are having really surprising amount of nutrients like iron, calcium, and so many other essential nutrients which are not present in that much bigger quantity in rice and wheat. So it is very important for us to include millets, but it is also important for us to understand our digestive capacity, because millets are definitely heavy for digestion. This we need to understand. If you eat rice, it easily gets digested and immediately a lot of energy gets produced, and immediately after some time you might feel hunger again because it gets digested very fast. But when you eat millets, they get slowly digested and they release energy slowly, and for a long time you will be able to withstand that hunger. But the problem is, if you don't train your body to digest millets and directly switch from regular rice to millets suddenly, then it can cause some digestive disturbances, which was seen in so many people because they know the advantages of consuming millets. They suddenly switched to millet diet without training their body. Then they had some problems. So millets, generally people in the hilly areas where there is very less water, there the millets grow. And the people who work there, they do a lot of physical activity whole day and they consume millets and it gives them so much strength. But if you are not doing any physical activity and consuming millets at home and not doing any physical activity, that will cause a problem. So if you are thinking of switching to millets, first you start some kind of physical activity for a few days and increase your hunger, increase your digestive power, then slowly, gradually shift from regular diet to millet diet, and also keep rice and wheat a part of your diet, and understand that these very nutritious millets are not required in larger quantity. So, but you can choose wide range of millets which are growing in and around your place. I think you are from Andhra Pradesh. If you are, then mostly we have the habit of consuming ragi, which is again easily digestible. Ragi is okay. But when you go for jonna or the bajra or javari, they are a bit heavy to digest. And then other things like other millets, definitely they are much heavier to digest. So it's very important for us to keep our digestive strength in mind and also our physical activity in mind before choosing millets. That's all.
Sir, I have sometimes I'm taking millets. But what I have observed is, if I'm taking rice, half the amount of rice, quantity of that rice, that is millets.
Yes.
If I'm taking some 250 grams of rice, I can take only 125 grams of millets. But that
Yes.
I have observed.
Yes, that's true. That's true, and that is the reason why many people are getting benefited.
Sir.
Because you don't need lot of carbohydrates, because less carbohydrates will be enough, and also you are getting additional nutrients.
Sir.
So yes, please choose wisely and also do physical activity. That's all.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Sure.
I think we have crossed the time, but we are in a crucial part where the digestibility of food is being discussed. So I promise next week we will continue from the same slide, and we will complete the entire food part in the next week's session. And then we will take questions also. Today we can take 1 or 2 questions. I will also look at the chat window.
Sir, can I ask another question, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir, my constitution is Vata Prakriti, sir.
Yes.
Sir, what type of food I can take, sir? Please.
Vata Prakriti people have more dryness in their body, coldness in their body. Okay. So this dryness has to be complemented with snigdha food. Snigdham ashniyat. Snigdham is like oily substances, ghee and other things are very good for Vata Prakriti person. The dryness will be reduced and lubrication will happen. More and more lubrication will happen when Vata snigdha food is taken. But the thing is, again, if you are a Vata Prakriti person and because you think that oil and ghee is good and you use a lot of oil fries food which is fried in oil, that is again bad for Vata. So you have to consume more in ghee and oil, but not fried food. Okay. And Ushna Masniya, whatever you consume, it should be hot. It's like hot water, hot food. That is very good for Vata people. And heavy food like black gram is good for Vata person, Vata people. Butter is good, ghee is good, gingerly oil is, sesame oil is good. So a list of food items which nourish Vata people is there, which maybe first you need to confirm again. There is one very nice questionnaire in Dabur India website, Prakriti test. So you check once again, and after checking, it will confirm your Prakriti, and then it will give you a list of food items which are most suitable to your own constitution, and so much of other information also. Dabur India website where the Prakriti test is there.
Sure, sir. I will go through, sir.
Yes. So Kapender Fogartji is asking, my wife complains to me about, so this bone pain in hands and legs, maybe the MRI is not showing anything, but definitely there is some kind of disturbance in the skeletal system. So we need to take deeper history to understand the reason for the bone pain. So maybe if you want any consultation, I can give you my email ID so that I can take the history.
Shall I ask the question, sir?
Sorry?
Shall I ask the question?
Please ask.
Please talk to my wife. बोलो जो भी है.
हरे कृष्णा सर.
हरे कृष्णा.
सर मेरे 2004-05 में टाइफाइड हुआ था और उसमें पेरेंट्स ने दवाई वगैरह नहीं करवा के, किसान थे पापा जी, तो वैसे ही जो झाड़ा वगैरह गांव में लगवाते हैं वो करवाया था. तो उससे मतलब ऐसी कंडीशन हो गई थी शायद कि मैं बचने की संभावना नहीं थी मेरी, और कंटिन्यू 2 साल लगातार निकला था वो ऐसे ही. और सेकंड ईयर जब निकला हो तो पैरों में मतलब 15 दिन तक मुझे चला नहीं गया, ऐसी कंडीशन हो गई थी चारपाई से उठ के भी. तो अब जैसे भी मौसम में चेंज होता है या फिर थोड़ा सा वर्क हार्ड करती हूँ तो फिर पैरों में पेन, पूरी बॉडी में मतलब ऐसा होता है जैसे बहुत ज्यादा पेन होता है सर. इतनी ज्यादा वीकनेस रहती है शरीर के.
Sir, I need more time to speak with your wife so that I can help her. So maybe you have my email ID. I've just typed it in the chat window. So take the email ID and send me a mail. I will definitely respond.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Parikshit Bhaiya.
Nice. It's really nice discussion, but I think time also.
Yes.
So let's respect the circadian rhythm, and we certainly like to have more and more such discussion. So let's meet again next Friday for holistic human health follow-up session on 7:30 p.m. Let's thank Sundaraj Bhaiya for this enriching session. So thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you all the coursework. Meet again next Friday. Namaste, everybody. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.